Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's 17:15 Zulu on August 16th, 2022. And this is Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. And Jeff is on a well-deserved vacation day today. And with me today is a special guest from our DX Engineering sales and technical support team. It's Dave, K8DV. Hello, Dave.
Hey, Tim, and everyone watching. Good to be here today.
Yeah, it's great to have you on, Dave. And of course, Dave, you're one of our many sales and support team that is remote. And tell everybody where you live and a little bit about you and how you got started in this tremendous hobby.
All right. Well, I'll start at the first question first. And yes, I was one of the first to be hired by DX Engineering as a remote employee. I live down in Southwest Ohio. I'm about 25 miles northeast of downtown Cincinnati, and a little town called Goshen here in northern Claremont County. Been hamming since I was 14. I can't believe that it's been some 40 plus years. It seems like only yesterday I can still remember sitting down in front of the radio for the first time to make that first contact, and trembling and all nervous and everything to some 40 plus years later, and here we are. But it's been a blast, and as you always say, best hobby in the world, and I just continue to have fun. But my interest in ham radio came from my dad. I guess as a young boy, I was always trying to get my dad's approval, and my dad was a longtime ham. And he had been off the air for several years and got back on the air, and I took an interest in it. And he saw that I was interested, and I started asking questions. And after he'd been back on the air for a few years, the next thing you know, I got my license, and been here ever since and been active that whole time. And I've really enjoyed and loved the hobby. And I love being able to work at DX Engineering and share my experiences with folks and help folks with the decisions and support and keeping folks on the air and having them enjoy the activity. There's nothing worse than getting frustrated and getting upset and never reaching the fun and potential of what ham radio can be.
Well, you've certainly had a very full ham radio career, Dave, just looking at your QRZ page. Just wonderful. And this is your dad, KZ4G?
Yeah, that was my dad, yes.
Yeah, and so he was down in the Caymans at ZF2LV 2003. So I'm sure you had a lot of great experiences with your dad operating amateur radio. And Dave, what did you do professionally, or what are you doing professionally other than DX Engineering?
I work for an airline freight flyer company that flies freight all over the world, as well as U.S. troops all over the world, and the private charters for such things as NFL football teams and large rock and roll bands and stuff like that. And I manage their IT service desk for them in the daytime, and my Monday through Friday kind of job. And I've been there now a couple of years, and that's quite a bit 180 degrees outside of DX Engineering. But I love both jobs in different ways for different reasons.
And Dave, I imagine that the experience that you have with IT comes in pretty handy, though, with troubleshooting some of our amateur radio customers.
Oh, especially this day and time, Tim, when everything is tied to the computer and everybody's wanting to do digital or RIDI or slow scan or whatever it might be that runs off the computer. It really comes in handy with understanding how those connections are made, how each of them tie together, and understanding all the different protocols has really come in handy to help folks get things like that going. Even my own stuff, right? When I was getting it going, it was like, I was asking myself, I wonder how people that have no computer experience, when they run into a problem, how do they get past it? I guess they call guys like me.
Yes, yeah, no, and we're very, very excited to have you on the other end of the phone. Dave, we're looking at a picture here that is in your Dave Vest, DX Engineering Customer Support Specialist, Hams You Should Know, which was a feature on all bands, and which is the DX Engineering blog on allbands.com. And Dave, where was this picture taken?
Oh, that picture was, I think that was 2012, and we were portable operating Whiskey 9 India for the Indiana QSO party. We had a multi 3 stations that we carried in and carried out into a good friend of mine, W9NIO, was Fred's call, who has since passed away. We went out to his farm in Switzerland County and operated the Indiana QSO party. We did that like 5 years in a row, but that was me sitting at his main workbench at his shop, operating probably either 40 or 80 meter CW.
Okay, and of course, here's a young K8DV with your dad getting ready to see about, I guess that's your dad's logbook there.
Yeah, that was my dad's log. That was when we lived in West Virginia at the time, and Dad was chasing the X. And I assume the way the story goes from what he told me was that he was checking his log for QSLs that he might need to send out for.
And here you are. What age is this, Dave?
I would have been, I think, 15, and that would have been, judging by the hat, we got those hats from Valvoline when we did volunteer work for the Tri-State Fair and Regatta, and we provided the radio communications for the boat races. So that would have been sometime right around 79, I think 1979, the summer of 79. So about a year after I got licensed.
That's great. Well, I know you contributed heavily to this article, but we want to thank Wayne, K8JFW, for writing the article. On All Bands, the DX Engineering blog, you can find this article about K8DV and other team members here, and lots of other great information, product reviews, and all sorts of hints on how to have more fun with ham radio is on allbands.com. Now, Dave, you had some bad luck here recently with the wind. Why don't you tell everybody what happened to your tower?
Oh man, that was July 6th at 3:07 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon. It was a nice, bright, sunny day, and no hint of anything going to happen. The next thing you know is the wind picked up and was howling, and then it turned almost pitch black from a bright, sunny day to almost pure darkness. And in the midst of that, it turned out to be an EF2 tornado hit our little town. Took out quite a number of houses, but for me, it took down a giant silver maple tree, probably some 4 foot in diameter or something, that fell into my tower and into the house and knocked my tower over, and lost my tower, my stepper beam, and all my associated wire antennas that was hanging off the tower. Lost all of that. It was deemed a total loss. So we're now in the process of looking to rebuild, but given the lead time on certain towers and antennas and stuff like that, I don't expect to have things back in the air until maybe sometime in the spring. But like any good ham, I can't go back with what I had. I got to go back with bigger and better.
Well, that's great, Dave. And really, really sorry about your tower and damage to your house. And but I'm just glad that nobody got hurt. And I mean, that's the main thing. Let's see who we have in the chat room today. We've got from Detroit, Whiskey 8 Victor India Papa, and from South Carolina, it's November Juliet 4 Zulu, and Don is on Whiskey Juliet 3 United. And from the Ham Shack, DX Engineering is the best team in retail ham sales. Thank you so much for that. And we're very proud of all of our team members. We are so fortunate to have just great team members all across the country. You know, when you call the DX Engineering 800 number, It might be Dan in Nevada. It might be Guy in Texas. It might be Jocelyn in Ohio. It might be Dave, K8DV in Ohio. So you got, we just have a great team, and everybody works really good together, Dave. I know sometimes if a team member doesn't know the answer to a question, they might ask you for help.
Oh, absolutely. And we share each other's experiences almost daily. We'll have a call on something because it's hard with today's equipment. It's just almost impossible to be experts on all of it. But the team is just absolutely fantastic with sharing information, and you can ask questions, get information. I don't care how long you've been doing this. There's still lots to learn and lots of new things that are happening. But it's a lot of fun, and the group is just fantastic, as you said.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. You guys keep that Teams chat channel running all day. Let's see, we got Art on November 8th, Tango Hotel Juliet, and another one of our bloggers that blogs on All Bands is Greg, November Charlie 7 Bravo from Arizona, Kilo Papa 4 Juliet Radio Sierra down in Puerto Rico, and let's see, if they have no computer experience, they call DX Engineering, and we'll do our best to walk you through it. November Mike 2 Radio is on, WA4 Mike Oscar Mike. And Dan says, I felt the same way when I made my first QSO. I'm not too far from Dave down in northern Kentucky. And we've got Kilo 7 Bravo Whiskey Charlie on from Utah. And we've got Papa Bravo 5 X-Ray on from the Netherlands. And let's see, Bob the Traveler, WD8NVN, he's on his way to the Huntsville Hamfest. And my good friend Tom, KT3P, he says, great presentation on All Bands is the best. And 73 from the W3JTV Repeater Tower in Hermitage. And of course, we've got the tall guy, John, K3STL from the New Kensington Skyview Club. And Dino says, sorry to hear about the tower, Dave. Hadn't thought about lead times for tower stuff. Have to keep that in mind for our tower project. And Dino is another one of the bloggers on All Bands, Kilo Lima 0 Sierra, and his wife Toby, Kilo Lima 0 Sierra Sierra. And the York County Amateur Radio Society, who I've spoken to, Y-Cars, K4YTZ, still celebrating our article in QST and the Support Your Parks win in club activation category. And our good friend Bill Keller, W2 Radio Quebec, also known as Rockin', and you can see him there with his guitar, one of the great operators here at K3LR. And Bill, always good to have you on. Dave, I wanted to talk just for a second here about another thing that has gone on here recently, and that is you were recently awarded the prestigious W8OK Award from the Southwest Ohio DX Association. You want to talk about that, Dave?
Oh, Tim, I'll tell you, that was, to me, that is one of the biggest honors in my ham radio career. I've got some plaques and some awards for winning some contest and DXCC and Honor Row and 5-band awards and stuff like that. But when you get recognized by a group of your peers that you respect in the same interest area, such as like DXing, and you get recognized for your accomplishments and your operating skills and your ability to get back to the hobby and trying to be the type of person your parents always wanted you to be, it's really rewarding. And I don't know of any higher honor that can be bestowed upon a ham radio operator than to be recognized by a group of peers in a club that he's a member of.
Yeah, that's a great award. And Frank was a super guy, good DXer, and gave back to the amateur radio hobby. So congratulations, Dave, on that award. And I know there are other awards, and we could go on for hours.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Yes. I mean, I have had a very full ham radio career, and I look forward to more adventures and more things in the hobby. You know, it's there's no endless of things to do and try, and just got to be a little bit open-minded and just do it. Don't be afraid. You know,
just jump in, and if you have a question, you can always call us here at DX Engineering, and you might get K8DV on the other end of the line, and you'll be in great shape. Well, Dave, thank you so much for being a part of our great DX Engineering team. Thank you for all you've done to give back to this great hobby. And we look forward to catching up with you after you get that bigger, better tower up with all that new shiny DX Engineering hardware.
Oh, absolutely. I look forward to it, Tim. And thanks for bringing me on today. It's been my pleasure. And I hope the audience and everybody enjoyed it. I know I did. It's always fun to talk ham radio.
All right. Thanks very much, Dave. And to all of you watching, thank you for watching. We hope you're having a great summer. Make sure you get on the air, call CQ, make a new friend, and have fun with the best hobby in the world. Until next time, 73 from DX Engineering.